Chapter 18. Our meeting of minds. Kaizen and Principal Kamiko. Kaizen opened the door and stepped inside. The office was both elegant and practical, lined with bookshelves filled with scrolls and texts. A large window bathed the room in natural light, offering a view of a peaceful and private garden. The garden, with its meticulously arranged rocks, flowing stream and vibrant plants, was likely a place the principal used for casual meetings or to simply relax. Behind a neatly organized desk sat Principal Kamiko, her presence calm yet commanding. The emblem of the Nara clan hung prominently on the wall, a testament to her heritage. Kamiko, a woman in her 50s with the composed demeanor characteristic of the Nara clan, observed him closely as he entered. Her eyes, sharp and discerning, took in every detail. She gestured for Kaizen to sit, her expression neutral yet warm. "Good morning, Kaizen," she greeted him with a measured smile. "I've been looking forward to speaking with you." "Good morning," Principal Kamiko. Kaizen responded politely as he took the offered seat. "I must say, your office is impressive. The view of the garden is quite beautiful." Kamiko's smile widened slightly. "Thank you, Kaizen. The garden is a place where I find peace and clarity. It's designed to inspire and promote a sense of calm and focus." "I'm glad you appreciate it." Kaizen nodded, taking in the room's details. "It's clear a lot of thought has been put into this space. It's very different from other places I've seen, and it reflects a sense of history and purpose." Kamiko leaned back slightly, appreciating the young boy's observant nature. The Nara clan values wisdom and strategic thinking. This office is a reflection of those principles, filled with knowledge that has been accumulated over generations. But today, we're here to discuss your experiences. Kaizen's composure remained steady, though his curiosity was piqued. "Of course, Principal Kamiko. I'm here to answer any questions you might have." As Kaizen settled into his chair, Kamiko's thoughts drifted to the reports she had reviewed that morning. The reports highlighted Kaizen's exceptional abilities in strategic thinking, as well as his background as an orphan. She traced Kaizen's name back to his record-breaking entrance exam results the other day in the mental challenge section. His scores were the highest in the Academy's history, a testament to his intellectual capabilities and strategic potential. Hiroshi had also detailed Kaizen's remarkable chakra control and his incredible accuracy in shuriken and kunai throwing. Hiroshi's observations painted a picture of a young boy who not only excelled in physical skills but also demonstrated a strong sense of leadership. Kaizen had shown a natural ability to lift up those around him, offering assistance and encouragement whenever possible. This quality, combined with his extraordinary skills, marked him as a unique talent. With these details in mind, Kamiko took a moment to study the boy before her. His posture was relaxed but attentive, his eyes sharp with intelligence. He had an air of quiet confidence that belied his age, a trait she had rarely seen in someone so young. The calmness in his demeanor suggested a level of maturity and self-control that was uncommon among his peers. Her initial impression of Kaizen was overwhelmingly positive. The composure with which he had handled the fight, his ability to strategize under pressure, and the maturity he exhibited in his interactions with others spoke volumes about his potential. Kamiko felt a genuine interest in understanding what drove this young shinobi in training and how best to nurture his talent. "Kaizen, I've read the reports, but I'd like to hear your perspective on the events that took place yesterday," she began, her tone inviting yet serious. Kaizen nodded, his expression respectful yet calm. "Certainly, Principal Kamiko. I was leaving the lunch period to meet with my class at Training Dojo 6 for the afternoon training session when the altercation began. I tried to resolve the situation peacefully, but it quickly escalated." As Kaizen began explaining the events of the previous day, Kamiko found herself taken aback by his methodical and analytical approach. His recounting was not just a simple narrative, it was a detailed dissection of the situation, highlighting each movement, decision, and reaction with remarkable clarity. Kaizen's ability to break down the confrontation into its core components and assess the motivations and intentions of each participant was striking. Kamiko noted how Kaizen described the older student's posture and demeanor, his initial attempts to de-escalate the situation, and his strategic decision-making process. He spoke with the precision of someone far beyond his years, his words painting a vivid picture of the incident, recounting every blow or dodge. His focus on incapacitating rather than harming, and his response to the escalation with weapons and jutsu, reflected a level of control and wisdom that was uncommon for someone his age. Kamiko's mind raced as she listened. This child possesses an extraordinary tactical mind, she thought. His ability to assess and react to threats with such composure is exceptional. It's no wonder his entrance exam results were record-breaking. As Kaizen finished his explanation, Kamiko couldn't help but feel a deep respect for the young boy sitting before her. He had shown not only physical prowess but also a remarkable intellectual and emotional maturity. "Kaizen," she began, her tone thoughtful, "your detailed recounting of the incident is impressive. It's clear that you possess not only the physical skills required of a shinobi, but also the intellectual and strategic capabilities that are just as important. Your ability to analyze and react to a rapidly evolving situation speaks volumes about your potential." She leaned back slightly, regarding him with a mix of admiration and curiosity. "I'd like to share my perspective on this incident and the actions we've taken as a result." Kamiko gathered her thoughts, preparing to delve into the implications of Kaizen's actions and the broader consequences for the academy and the students involved. Kamiko took a deep breath, her eyes never leaving Kaizen's. She wanted to ensure that he understood the gravity of the situation and the rationale behind the academy's response. "Kaizen, your actions yesterday were significant, not just because of the physical altercation but because of what they represent within the context of our academy's values and mission." She paused, letting her words sink in. "In any shinobi training environment, especially here at the academy, we place immense importance on self-control and the ethical use of power. You demonstrated commendable restraint in the initial stages of the confrontation, choosing to incapacitate your attackers rather than inflict serious harm. This shows a level of maturity and moral consideration that we highly value." Kamiko's tone grew more serious as she continued. "However, the escalation to weapons and the use of jutsu by the older students posed a significant threat, not only to your safety but to the safety of others. It's clear from your account that your response was measured and aimed at neutralizing the threat as quickly as possible. Your decision to employ more forceful techniques was justified given the circumstances." She leaned forward slightly, her expression firm. "In light of this incident, I have made the decision to expel the older students involved and blacklist them from ever becoming shinobi of Konoha. This decision was not made lightly. The integrity of our academy and the safety of our students are paramount. Allowing such behavior to go unchecked would set a dangerous precedent and undermine the values we strive to instill in our students." Kaizen listened attentively, his face reflecting a mix of understanding and contemplation. He seemed to be processing the implications of Kamiko's words and the consequences for those involved. Kamiko continued, "By taking this action we aim to send a clear message that such behavior will not be tolerated. We want to ensure that our academy remains a place where all students can train and grow in a safe and supportive environment. Your actions, while necessary, also serve as a reminder of the potential consequences when power is misused." She softened her tone slightly, offering a more personal perspective. "I want you to know, Kaizen, that you have shown great promise. Your strategic thinking, your ability to maintain composure under pressure, and your skills are exceptional. It is our responsibility to nurture such talent and to provide you with the guidance and support you need to reach your full potential." Kamiko's eyes held a thoughtful gleam as she spoke. "There are opportunities for advanced training and mentorship that I believe would benefit you greatly. In the future, I'd like to discuss these with you and see how we can best support your development." Kamiko leaned back slightly, her eyes keenly observing Kaizen. "For now, though, I'd like to know more about you. Your background, your training methods, and any experiences that have shaped your skills." Kaizen nodded, understanding the importance of this discussion. He began his explanation. "My training methods are varied. Given my background as an orphan, I lacked formal guidance and had to be resourceful. I spent a lot of time studying and practicing techniques on my own." Kamiko raised an eyebrow. "Studying? What kind of techniques have you been focusing on?" Kaizen chose his words carefully, blending truth with crafted elements to conceal his reincarnated knowledge. "Primarily, I've concentrated on improving my chakra control and developing my taijutsu skills. I believe that a strong foundation in these areas is crucial. These skills require not only physical ability but also mental discipline." Kamiko's curiosity was piqued. "And how did you achieve such an advanced level of chakra control at your age?" Kaizen's expression remained composed as he answered. "I focused on meditation and exercises that enhance concentration. There were techniques I read about such as maintaining a leaf on my forehead for extended periods and controlling the flow of chakra in specific patterns across my body. These exercises have helped me refine my control significantly. Kamiko nodded, impressed by his dedication. Your approach is quite sophisticated for someone your age. Hiroshi's report mentioned your exceptional performance during the entrance exams, particularly in the mental challenges. You scored the highest marks in the Academy's history. Can you tell me more about how you prepared for those exams? Kaizen paused briefly, considering how to frame his response. I have always been an avid learner. I read extensively and practiced problem-solving scenarios. Understanding strategy and being able to think several steps ahead have always been strengths of mine. The mental challenges in the exams were an opportunity to apply these skills practically. Kamiko took a moment to absorb this information. She was impressed by Kaizen's intellect. His ability to blend physical prowess with mental acuity was rare, especially in someone so young. Your level of skill and maturity is unusual, Kamiko remarked. It's clear that you've put a tremendous amount of effort into your training. Hiroshi also mentioned your leadership qualities. He noted how you assist your classmates and help lift them up. Can you tell me more about your approach to teamwork? Kaizen nodded, his expression thoughtful. I believe that a team is only as strong as its weakest member. By helping others improve, the entire team benefits. I try to share my knowledge and provide support where I can. It's important to create an environment where everyone feels encouraged to do their best. Kamiko appreciated his perspective. That's a commendable attitude, Kaizen. Leadership is not just about being the strongest, it's about fostering a sense of unity and support among your peers. Kamiko leaned forward, her gaze more intense. Tell me about your experiences with the other students. How do you plan to balance your personal training with assisting others? Kaizen took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. It's a delicate balance. I will prioritize my own training while setting aside time to help others. However, my goal is to find ways to integrate both. They don't always need to be mutually exclusive activities. For example, when practicing taijutsu or shuriken throwing, I can turn it into a friendly competition. This way, I push myself while also encouraging my classmates to improve. A competitive atmosphere can foster better results depending on the student I'm working with. Kamiko's respect for Kaizen grew with each word. His ability to articulate his strategies and his commitment to both personal and collective growth were impressive. Kamiko sat back, her fingers steepled thoughtfully as she considered her next move. She decided to pose a tricky question, one that would assess not only Kaizen's intellect, but also his maturity and understanding of the world around him. Kaizen, she began, I have one more question for you. It's a bit different, more of a thought exercise. Kaizen nodded, his eyes attentive and sharp. Kamiko reached into a drawer and pulled out a shogi board, setting it on the desk between them. Do you know how to play shogi? Yes, Principal Kamiko, Kaizen replied. I find it a fascinating game of strategy. Good, Kamiko said with a faint smile. In shogi, each piece plays a crucial role, much like in life. The pawns, knights, and other pieces all have their part to play. The game often involves making sacrifices, moving pieces into harm's way, all with the ultimate goal of protecting and advancing one particular piece. This central piece, the one that must be protected at all costs, is the king. Kaizen watched her closely, understanding that there was a deeper lesson embedded in her words. Now Kamiko continued, think of the shogi board as our village. The pieces represent different members of the village, including Shinobi. Each piece has its own role and importance, contributing to the overall strategy and strength of the village. But at the center of it all, there is one piece that everything revolves around, whose safety and well-being determine the fate of the game. In this metaphor, who do you think the king is? Kaizen's eyes flickered with recognition, recalling the lesson Asuma once gave Shikamaru in the original Naruto series. He knew the importance of this question and the weight of its answer. The king, he said slowly, ensuring his words were deliberate and clear, is the children of the village. As Shinobi, our duty is to protect them above all else. They represent the future and the hope of the village. Kamiko's eyes widened in surprise, her calm demeanor momentarily slipping as Kaizen's words sank in. She had expected a thoughtful response, but this level of insight and maturity from someone so young was astonishing. It was as if she was speaking to a seasoned shinobi rather than a student at the academy. For a few moments Kamiko was speechless, her thoughts racing. She had always been adept at reading people, a skill honed from years of experience and her natural Nara intellect. But Kaizen was different. He wasn't just another promising student, he was a prodigy with the potential to reshape the future of the village. Kaizen Kamiko said, her voice tinged with a newfound respect and awe. Your answer is profound. To recognize the children as the king reflects a depth of understanding and wisdom that is rare, even among the most experienced shinobi. Kaizen offered a modest nod. Thank you, Principal Kamiko. Your praise is humbling, and I hope to live up to your expectations. Kamiko's mind raced with the possibilities, realizing the gravity of her responsibility in guiding Kaizen. She knew that his development would be crucial for the future of the village. As she looked at the young boy before her, she felt a sense of purpose and excitement, ready to embark on this journey of nurturing one of Konoha's brightest stars. Kaizen Kamiko began, her tone warm yet serious. Being in class will provide you with many benefits. You will have access to advanced training resources, skilled instructors, and opportunities to take on more complex missions. This environment is designed to challenge you and help you grow. Kaizen nodded, understanding the significance of her words. I appreciate the opportunities, Principal Kamiko. I am ready to embrace the challenges and continue improving. Kamiko smiled, appreciating his readiness. Given your exceptional abilities, once you have progressed further and are able to move more into individual training, I want you to come see me. We can discuss your training in detail and see what we can do to ensure you are making the best use of your potential. It's important that you receive the right guidance and support. Kaizen's eyes brightened with anticipation. Thank you, Principal Kamiko. I will seek your guidance when the time comes. Kamiko nodded, feeling a sense of satisfaction. Good, and remember, Kaizen, while individual skill is important, never underestimate the value of teamwork and the relationships you build with your peers. They will be an essential part of your growth and success. Kaizen listened intently, absorbing her advice. I understand. I will strive to balance my personal training with helping and learning from others. Kamiko smiled, pleased with his response. I have no doubt you will. Additionally, as you continue your training, I want you to focus on continuous improvement. Never settle for what you have achieved, always strive to learn and grow. The path of a shinobi is one of lifelong learning. Kaizen's eyes gleamed with determination. Thank you for the guidance. Kamiko leaned forward slightly, her expression softening. And remember, Kaizen, you are not alone on this journey. I am here to support you, as are your teachers and peers. If you ever need guidance, advice, or simply someone to talk to, my door is always open. Kaizen felt a wave of gratitude. I appreciate that, Principal Kamiko. Knowing that I have your support means a lot. Kamiko nodded, feeling a sense of fulfillment. I believe in your potential, Kaizen. You have the ability to achieve great things, not just for yourself but for the village as well. Stay true to your values, continue to learn, and never hesitate to seek help when needed. Kaizen stood up, his heart filled with gratitude and resolve. I will do my best to honor your faith in me. With a respectful bow, Kaizen turned to leave, feeling a renewed sense of purpose and clarity about his goals at the academy. As Kaizen left Principal Kamiko's office, he felt a mix of relief and excitement swirling within him. Well, that went better than expected, he thought, his steps light and purposeful as he walked through the hallways. The meeting had been intense, but it had also been incredibly enlightening. The principal wasn't included in my initial plans, but gaining her support should make future ideas easier to execute. The thought brought a small, satisfied smile to his face. Kamiko's insights and her offer of guidance had opened new avenues for him, ones that he hadn't anticipated but was now eager to explore. Her belief in my potential, despite my age, is a huge advantage. With her backing, I can access resources and opportunities that will be crucial for my development. He recalled her words about balancing ambition with humility and fostering strong relationships with his peers. It was advice he planned to take to heart, understanding that future opportunities wouldn't just involve his personal skills, but also his ability to work within a team. While Kaizen was busy making plans for the future, Principal Kamiko could be seen leaning back in her chair, letting out a contemplative sigh. I don't recall having this feeling of surprise even when Minato, Orochimaru, and Tsunade were at the academy, she mused, her mind replaying the conversation she had just had. Even though he just arrived at the academy, Kaizen has shown me that he has the qualities sought after in a future Kage. His analytical skills, his maturity, his understanding of the deeper responsibilities of a shinobi, they're all remarkable for someone so young. Whether his strength can continue to grow and meet those standards is another thing, but at the bare minimum, he has the potential to serve as an excellent advisor. Kamiko stood up and moved to the window, looking out at the serene garden that had always been her place of solace. I should schedule a meeting with Lord Third to talk about my conversation with Kaizen. He should already have him on his radar after Hiroshi's meeting, but I'd like to see if he has similar thoughts as I do. The principal couldn't shake the feeling that she was witnessing the emergence of someone truly exceptional. Kaizen is a rare talent, and his future must be guided with care. The path he chooses could greatly influence the future of Konoha. She resolved to do everything in her power to support him, knowing that her role in his development could be crucial. With these thoughts, Kamiko returned to her desk, her mind already planning the steps she would take next. She picked up her pen and began drafting a request for a meeting with the third Hokage.